extra, good news Toronto.
The world is ending.
Good news, that's all they want to hear.
This world is shit.
Hello and welcome to Good News Toronto, broadcasting live with Extreme Improv. I'm Corey Birch.
And I'm Emily Ferrier. And tonight we've got a cast comprised of people from both sides of the pond.
Come out and say hello, everybody. Nice big hello. Hello. Very good, Danny. Welcome. Okay. And goodbye. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's enough of that. Well, now it's time for tonight's top story.
Tonight's top story.
A thieving parrot offered a remarkable bird's eye view of a national park in New Zealand after picking up a GoPro camera and flying off. The bird had a keen eye for movie making. Yes, he's a regular toucan Watiti.
A massive brawl broke out in an all-you-can-eat restaurant in Pennsylvania, reportedly after the restaurant ran out of steak. When asked how often this happens, the owner said it's rare.
The Australian government is using human urine to fertilize their public gardens. But if you're using pee in your garden, you're in trouble.
A Florida man was charged after throwing hot ramen on a woman. The woman explained that wasn't what she wanted when she said send news.
A new study found that 3 and 5 people use big words to sound smarter, even if they don't know what they mean. But I don't know, that story sounds a little sesquipedantic. Sibelius. I know what it means. Don't you worry.
A Connecticut school has come under fire after giving 8th grade students an assignment that equated sexual acts to pizza toppings. Parents complained that the material was inappropriate, whereas students complained that the cafeteria pizza tasted like eating ass.
And Build-A-Bear released a new series called Build-A-Bear After Dark. So it's less of a Build-A-Bear, more of a cut a hole in a bear.
We've all been there, Corey. A planned prequel to Beauty and the Beast has been shelved by Disney. Disney will instead use the title Preteen Beauty and the Beast for an upcoming Prince Andrew biopic.
Adidas came under fire for an ad which featured 25 pairs of exposed breasts to promote their new sports bra. Not to be outdone, Puma showed pussy.
And those are the headlines.
And folks at home, if there was a news story that was not covered in those headlines, please put those in the comments right now, and we will cover them later. But now we turn our eyes towards the economy. And here with another Good News Toronto Money Monster segment is our own Jewish correspondent, Jeremy Friedman. Jeremy?
Yeah, thanks, Corey, but also, what the fuck? This segment is about money. Why would you introduce me as the Jewish correspondent?
No, don't try to make me look anti-Semitic. You wrote this, and you asked me to introduce you that way.
Okay, sure, Corey. The Jews control everything. Also, you were wrong. I ain't here to talk economics.
Okay, but this is our famous Money Monster segment.
Oh, yeah, well, I am here to talk about money, but not the economy. You see, I want to talk physical currency, like bills and coins.
Oh, okay, that sounds appropriate, I guess.
But first, Corey, because I know we have a UK audience here tonight, let me just say something before I get to my point, okay? And that's that I think Queen Elizabeth II is a good queen. I like her. I swipe right every time I see her on Tinder, though we're yet to match, so I guess she doesn't feel the same. Still, she's probably in my top 5 queens, behind the band, of course, and Latifah, and definitely those 4 from a deck of cards. So maybe Elizabeth is actually only top 10. Still, the point is, I'm a fan. But I must say, I was a little disappointed that while celebrating her 70 years on the throne, Grandma Crown made a big deal about wanting Camilla to be called the Queen Consort, but she didn't even say a single thing about the big issue that I care about.
Well, was that something to do with money, I hope?
Yeah, it is. I'm here tonight, Corey, because I don't want the Queen on our money anymore.
Oh, you think that Canada should be fully independent as a country?
No, I don't really care about that. I just want the Queen's face gone from our Skrilla. And again, nothing against Her Majesty either. In fact, if anything, it's actually disrespectful to have her face on our Canadian money. Like, you think Lizzie's happy about me sliding her royal mug into a stripper's thong with every loonie I give?
Okay, I don't think you're supposed to do that with coins, Jeremy.
Okay, yeah, well, here's another thing you're not supposed to do. Use old people to buy drugs. You're supposed to steal drugs from their medicine cabinets. They have so many of them, they're not going to miss a few pills. But in Canada, every time we meet our dealers in alleys or parking lots and exchange a couple $20 bills for, I don't know, a bag of cocaine and some horse tranks, we're essentially involving the Queen in an illicit drug deal. And that's just not fair to that sweet old hag.
Okay, you didn't need to put it like that.
I did actually, because I do think she's sweet, which is why I'm going to be sad when she inevitably dies very soon. I mean, the woman is 95 years old. Let's be realistic. Her days are numbered. Which brings me to my last point. If we don't get Elizabeth off of our money now, we're going to have to put lame-ass Charles's face on there when he becomes king. And nobody wants to see his face all the time. I mean, the only way it would be worse is if it was the Queen's other son, Prince Andrew, on our nickels and dimes. Luckily, the only place Prince Andrew's face pops up again and again is in Jeffrey Epstein's secret video recordings.
Okay, so then what would it take to remove the Queen from our currency?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't actually looked into it. But mark my words, I vow here and now to do whatever it takes to finally get the Queen off of our money. Unless she also swipes right on me, in which case, sure. Give the old hag a little fun before she dies, am I right?
Money monster, Jeremy Friedman, everybody.
And now, actually,
gross. Everybody in the cast, please come up on screen. Very good, very good. Hello, welcome, welcome. We are now going to play a game we like to call Verbatim, using your suggestions, audience. For this game, we've got some suggestions from you with a news story that we did not cover yet. And now one of our performers will give you their 30-second hot take on the story. And then the next performer will recreate that performance verbatim. And then a third performer will recreate the previous performer's original recreation. And so on and so forth until we get back to the original performer. Clear as mud? Great. Okay. For our first story, we're going to have Danny, young Danny George. You will be covering the story, That Girl That Fell on Her Ass in the Winter Olympics Today. So, Danny, take it away.
Breaking news. So we have live coverage from the Winter Olympics that one of the athletes taking part has been disqualified for smuggling a donkey into the stadium. No one knows how she smuggled an ass into France, but I believe her coach had gone on record to state that it was terrific dismounts. More news on this as it develops, but right now we're about to go live to the slalom, where I believe the young Caribbean team are about to make their descent.
And that is time. Very good job, Danny. Okay, now to recreate Danny's performance, we have got the one and only Bree Watson. Bree, take it away.
Right, so someone in the Olympics was disqualified today for bringing a donkey into France. France being nowhere near China is confusing as to why this has actually had an impact on the score, but there we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's all political, isn't it? I'm going to go take a look at the slalom now, because the slalom is the sport that is fit for a queen, and it's the one. Which one is the slalom?
And that is time. Thank you, Bree. And now we go over to our next correspondent, Blair McMillan, to recreate Bree's performance of Danny's original story.
Hey, so someone smuggled in a donkey into the French Olympics. No one knows how we getting the donkey into France. Gabagool. The donkey comes in, and then I am saying, go. I am going to see Caribbean bobsledders. Is
Right.
Je m'appelle.
10 more seconds, Blair.
France is next door to China. Everyone knows this. It's they're best friends. Best friends forever.
And that is time, Blair McMillan. That was a perfect recreation of Bree's recreation. Now we're going to bring it full circle and bring in Danny George 2. This, and you are going to recreate Blair's recreation of Bree's recreation of your original performance. And go.
Hey, so it's someone bring the donkey into France, and no one knows what the donkey did. But France is next to the Chinese takeaway. It's a very good friend, very nice, and I want to see Kirby in the slalom and the Caribbean something with Kirby. I wasn't listening to that bit, but I should I should mention there was something with gibbity baba boo.
Okay, that's time. All right. Apologies to all of our Italian and UK viewers. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Now we will get our next story as delivered by Emily Ferrier, and the story is that Russia will invade the Ukraine. Take it away, Emily.
Well, Corey, it's the story we've been talking about all year. The threat of Russia invading the Ukraine as they have thousands of troops stationed outside. But we all know that Putin is a loving, caring leader and would never do anything like that ever. He would never do a bad thing. And no, it's not because I'm scared of him or getting murdered or any of that. It's just because I think he's a good guy. Please don't.
All right, and that's time, Emily. And now to recreate Emily's performance, let's welcome to the stage Lauren Bano. Lauren, your time starts now.
Oh my God, so Russia is invading the Ukraine, and we're all really excited about it, not scared, excited. We've been talking about it all year, even though the year has only just started because we had January and then we have February, but whatever. And then like thousands of troops are like around. Maybe they'll invade, maybe they won't. Putin's a nice guy. He wouldn't do anything. I'm cool. It's fine.
And that is time, Lauren. Now I will hop in and recreate Lauren's recreation of Emily's performance. And here I go. Hello, Governor. It's me. I'm not afraid of no ghost, and by ghost, I mean the leader of Russia. We all think he's mighty scary, that bloke, isn't it? Right, anyways, I'm gonna go get some fish and chips, because I'm not scared of nothing, not even my cholesterol going up. Chim chim cheerio. Oh my God, and my time is up. Wow, perfect recreation by me. And now, Jeremy, it will be your turn to recreate my recreation of Lauren's recreation of Emily's original performance. And your time starts now.
Oh my God, I'm both British and like from California. And it's crazy because so far from here, Russia is going to invade the UK. Chim chim cheerio. But I'm not worried because like Putin is such a zaddy. When he doesn't wear his shirt, you can see his nipples and they are so strong. And you know that makes a strong leader. It's nipples. That's why I'm not afraid of anything, especially not Putin's nipples or his hockey playing abilities. He's so good at hockey.
All right, and that's time, Jeremy. Very good.
I think that was it exactly.
That was it exactly, for sure. All right, and that has been verbatim. Thanks to the entire cast. But now it's time for another recurring Good News Toronto segment that I like to call. Danny, you can. What are you doing, Danny?
Yeah. No. Oh, hold on. We're terribly sorry.
Wait a tick.
Yeah. We're going to take the show back now. Okay, Corey?
Okay, what do you mean taking the show back? I'm sorry that we made fun of how you talk, but this is my show.
Is it though? Because when you think about it, Canada belongs to England, so your show actually belongs to us as well.
And since it's ours, we've decided to change it. So welcome everyone to Positive Press London.
This is, of course, a news parody show that's akin to The Daily Show, but British. So it gets less sun and has a longer, more troubling history of colonialism. I'm your host, Danny George.
And I'm your co-host, Lauren Baino. Now it's time for tonight's top story.
Okay, no. Okay, hold on, Lauren, Danny. I'm not just going to give you my show. I don't care if England is technically Canada's mommy. I think that's the right term. That doesn't mean it's the property of you.
No, it does actually.
Yes, if you have an issue with it, you're free to take it up with Her Majesty the Queen.
Oh, hey, Danny, Lauren, look, if we can just talk without Corey listening. I know it's fun to take things from him, but please don't take his show. It's literally the only thing he has.
Didn't he recently get married?
Yeah, Corey did get married, but between you and me and his wife, Sarah, their relationship is crumbling like one of those biscuits you eat with your tea.
Oh, thank you for putting it into terms that we actually understand.
You're welcome, of course. But now that I've done that, what do you say? Since you know Corey's life is an absolute mess, will you give his show back, please?
Still no.
Well, fuck it, I tried. Sorry, bud.
Look, I appreciate it, Jeremy, but things with my wife are actually not that bad.
Keep telling yourself that, Corey. But here, let me help you out, okay? I know just how to deal. Yeah, all right, you're okay. All right, you're ready? I know more than anybody how to deal with people from the UK, okay?
Bree, what are you doing?
So I'm doing my Mr. Bean impression. They love that guy over there. They're obsessed.
Oh, Bean, you're always getting into such trouble.
Yes, your antics make me experience emotion in a way our people haven't since before the Blitz.
You see, it's working.
Okay, Bree, is this going to get my show back?
No, but I did just get a text that said I got a starring role in the new ITV gender swapped reboot, Mrs. Bean. Okay, so I'm out of here. Good luck, Corey.
Rats!
That's
Great. So now Bree has a new show. Danny and Lauren have my old show, and I have no show at all. So,
hey. So, Corey, I also have a show now.
You do?
Well, it's more of a show and tell in that I'm coming on this show to tell you that I quit and I'm moving to the UK to join the cast of Danny and Lauren's show.
But you just moved back to Canada from the UK.
Yeah, I know. What can I say? They made me an offer I couldn't refuse, and that offer was to not work with you.
But that was unnecessarily mean.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh no, Corey, you seem genuinely hurt and pathetic.
Please understand, it was never our intention to damage you like this. We simply wanted what you had, so we took it without concern for what might happen to you.
And now that we see how absolutely broken we've made you, we've decided to give the show back.
Though I'm afraid we've already spent its budget on fancy hats and the like.
Okay, so you think you could just come in, take over, steal our resources, and then pull out, leaving me to put the broken pieces back together again?
Yes, exactly that.
Didn't you hear us earlier about our troubling history of colonialism?
I did. Okay, well, for Positive Press London, Danny George and Lauren Bano, everybody. Thank you so much. And right now, for the audience at home, please start writing some good news, some genuinely good news that you might have received recently, like if you got a promotion or got engaged, anything like that.
Down.
Exactly. Put that there. And Brie, you could take it away.
Well, thank you, Corey. I'd like to welcome you all now for another award-nearing segment of WTF-TO.
Bring it.
Yo, WTF-TO?
Well, Doug Ford has announced a state of emergency in Ontario in an attempt to put a stop to the trucker convoy.
And for our UK audience, here's a translation. A bunch of lorries are mucking up the Parliament, so the King of Ontario has told them no.
Yes, and if this protest were to happen in the UK, the truckers would, of course, be parked on the other side of the road.
Yep. And instead of them trying to tie up the police by flooding them with calls to 911, in the UK, they'd be dialing 999 to get a hold of the bobbies, wouldn't they? Bobbies, please.
Bobbies. Yes. The Ed Mirvish Theatre is undergoing a massive renovation ahead of the new Harry Potter stage show. The renovations will mainly focus on the removal of the gender-neutral washrooms.
And Toronto's own James Crawford got the bronze medal at the Olympics in something called Men's Alpine Combined, which is not, as I assumed, a clothing-optional boys' weekend in the mountains. Really disappointing to hear.
It's disappointing, isn't it? Yeah. Meanwhile, Mississauga councillor Ron Starr is under investigation for allegedly keying the car of fellow councillor Karen Rass. Apparently, he was upset because during council meetings, instead of debating, Karen would simply ask to speak to the manager.
Sounds like Karen.
Yeah, typical Karen.
Typical Karen. Toronto was voted the 9th sexiest city in Canada, behind cities like Hamilton, Winnipeg, and Brampton. Toronto said, hold on, at least wait until the CN Tower gets hard.
It's way more impressive. A Brantford man allegedly used diaper boxes to create fake license plates, which is fitting because Brantford is one big gigantic diaper box.
And again, for our UK viewers, Brantford is sort of like your slough, and a diaper box is a nappy box.
Yeah.
And finally, an Ontario man found an ice formation that looks like the Grim Reaper waiting outside his home. The event inspired Canada's new slogan, Canada, where even death freezes to death. And that's been WTF-TO.
WTF-TO, very good, excellent job. Thank you for all your suggestions. We will get to them in a minute, but first, Spotify has been under fire after Joe Rogan aired some controversial COVID-19 views on his show. And then a compilation video of racial slurs went viral, and Rogan is calling this video a political hit job. In the same week, Jimmy Carr was under fire for a joke he made, calling the Nazis' industrial extermination of Europe's Roma population a positive. These stories have sparked debate on what is the job of a comedian, and so we are now starting a new game show we like to call What's My Job? Please welcome your contestants, comedians Emily Ferrier and Jeremy Friedman.
Hi, Corey. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Hey, dickweed, when do I get my prize?
Hi, Emily. Nice to have you. And Jeremy, you haven't won yet, and we'll reveal the prizes at the end of the show. Let's explain the rules. How the game works is we are going to give you a series of possible joke subjects, and you need to say whether or not it's a comedian's job to make fun of that thing. You can respond with thing you can say or thing you can't say. Are you ready?
Yes.
I guess, but hurry up, because I need to film a reaction video of myself watching someone else's incredible idea and then get more views than them. That's comedy.
Yeah. Okay. Now, our first subject is Black Lives Matter protest, but you think all lives matter. Thing you should say or thing you should not say?
Thing you cannot say.
Great. That's a point. Now, school shootings, sympathizing with the shooter, though.
Can and should say.
God, Jeremy.
What? Shooting is always objectively funny.
It's not true. Okay, the Holocaust.
Ooh. Only if you compare it to everyday minor inconveniences. That never gets old.
Ooh, okay. Dead family member joke, making you the butt of the joke. Okay,
A thing you can say.
All right, using slurs.
Thing you can say. Joe Rogan says so, so I say so.
Okay, and that is time for the game, and I am calculating the scores, and it looks like, Emily, you have definitely won the game.
Fuck!
Congratulations, you will have an unsuccessful career in entertainment, but you will be saying the right things. Meanwhile, Jeremy, you absolutely lost, but because of what society is, your controversial comments will make you a viral sensation. You will live a life of luxury.
What? Nice. Look, Corey, the truth is, if the joke is coming from a place of sympathy, if you acknowledge you're coming from the place of the outsider, or if you make yourself the butt of the joke, and honestly, if it's funny enough to cut the tension you've built with the audience, there are simply no topics that should be completely off limits.
Wow, Jeremy, that was kind of well said.
But it should be left to the men, because we all know women aren't funny.
All right, Jeremy is a terrible monster. That's all the time we have for that. Now, thank you, Emily and Jeremy. And it is now time for our next game. So the whole cast can come back on screen, and we will be playing a game we like to call Good News, Bad News. You've been giving us some good news in the comments, and we will tell you what the bad news is. So, for example, you might say, my doctor gave me some great medical advice, and we'll say, good news, your doctor gave you great medical advice. Bad news, your doctor is Joe Rogan. But yes, let's start off with some good news. First piece of good news. I sold my car to my neighbor. Yes, Lauren.
Good news, you sold your car to your neighbor. Bad news, your neighbor is Ted Cruz and he's off to Cancun again.
Good news, you sold your car to your neighbor. Bad news, he used it to hit you. Jeremy.
Good news, I sold my car to my neighbor. Bad news, he's going to find the bodies in the trunk.
All right, we will. Yes, Bree.
Good news! I sold my car to my neighbor. Bad news, he removed the muffler and has been revving it nonstop ever since I sold it to him.
That would be annoying. Lauren.
Good news, you sold your car to your neighbor. Bad news, you asked for the money in Bitcoin.
Excellent. All right, we will move on to my wife is pregnant with our third child. Good news, your wife is pregnant with your third child. Bad news, it's because the first two really suck. Blair.
Good news, your wife is pregnant with your third child. Bad news, third time's the charm, which means it's going to be a warlock.
Jeremy.
Good news, my wife is pregnant with our third child. Bad news, I lied to her about getting a vasectomy.
Emily.
Good news, your wife is pregnant with your third child. Bad news, you're impotent.
Hey, Danny.
Good news, my wife is pregnant with our third child. Bad news for her, because I'm Henry VIII. If it's not a son, she's gone.
Yeah. Bree.
Good news! My wife is pregnant with our third child. Bad news, the icebergs are the ice caps are melting, the world is on fire, and all children have very little hope.
Very good. Okay. Some good news. Somebody's COVID test was negative. Bree.
Bad news, the sexy test positive. Whichever.
I don't know that was English, but we got what she meant. Danny.
Good news, your COVID test was negative. Bad news is it was too negative. It hurt your feelings quite bad.
Jeremy.
Good news, my COVID test was negative. Bad news, the doctor told me I didn't need to pee on the stick.
Yeah. Blair.
Jeremy took my joke.
All right, Lauren.
Good news, your COVID test was negative. Bad news, now it's coming to haunt you.
Yep. Lauren.
Good news, your COVID test was negative. Bad news, you have to go to your mother-in-law's for lunch next Sunday.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, Daddy.
Good news, your COVID test was negative. Bad news, it got mixed up with my wife's pregnancy test.
Yeah. That's the one. Bree?
I just want to tag Danny's, all right? I'm going to tag it. Here we go. Bad news, blah, 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 pregnancy test. And now we're having a third child.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. All right. We will go with one last one. Good news, it's not raining in the UK. Yes, Danny.
Good news, it's not raining in the UK. Bad news, it is pouring and the old man is snoring.
All right. With a nursery rhyme burn. Emily.
Good news, it's not raining. Bad news, so it must be piss.
Emily, getting pissed on.
I hope my parents aren't watching this.
Yeah. All right, we will swiftly move on. That has been good news, bad news. Thank you for all of your suggestions. Now in the comments, if you could start writing some objects that are pertinent to either Toronto or the UK, any of those types of objects. And now, please welcome to the stage, Danny and Lauren.
And now for a superior segment, WTF UK.
WTF UK. So it's just, what the fuck then, isn't it?
A Cornish hotel has been ordered to demolish rooms built for the G7 summit because of ecological concerns, and definitely not to try and bury evidence of an unrelated 3-day cheese and wine event Boris Johnson had no idea was happening.
A Scottish dad is getting a tattoo of a cafe owner's face in exchange for free iron brew pies for life. Of course, if he eats nothing but iron brew pies, his life will end in about a week.
English football club West Ham United has fined player Kurt Zuma after video footage circulated online of him kicking his cat. Make up your minds, people, said Zuma. Do you want me to kick things or not?
A horse named Wizard was rescued after getting stuck in an empty swimming pool in the village of Grendon. Upon hearing the story of a wizard stuck in a pool, J.K. Rowling said, "That gives me an idea for my next transphobic diatribe."
A social club in County Durham got a surprise this week when a pig reportedly wandered in. Club regulars were eventually able to lure the pig outside using a bag of crisps, but there's still no word on what Boris Johnson was doing in County Durham.
Indeed. Now, Britain's oldest pub is set to close after 1,229 years. Damn, I remember when that place opened, said the Queen.
Over 10,000 souvenir teacups, mugs and plates made to honour Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee were misprinted with the word jubbly. Britons were quick to catch the mistake because no one has seen the Queen's jubbly since Prince Philip died.
Lovely jubbly. Now, Cressida Dick has been forced out as head of the Metropolitan Police. As anyone who's been circumcised will know, sometimes the head and the dick just need to part ways.
And that's been WTF UK.
WTF UK. Thank you so much. Now, I got an
Corey, shut up. Just shut up. Okay, look, I've changed my mind. I've got my own trivia game to legitimately give the show over to Danny and Lauren. I didn't like that they had to give it back to you before, okay? So I'll be the host, and this is yours to lose, Dillweed.
Okay, hi again, Jeremy. What kind of trivia are you talking about?
Well, if you would shut your stupid mouth for just 1 second, I would tell you, okay? This show features a cast of talented people from the UK, so obviously the trivia will be about their culture. Get ready to lose to these two guaranteed winners. Please welcome back Lauren Bano and Danny George. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Danny.
Hi.
All right. This first question is for Danny. Danny, what does UK stand for?
Oh, that's bloody easy. It's United Kingdom. Bet that tosser Corey wouldn't even know that.
Danny, come on, man. We're supposed to be friends.
There are no friends in online trivia, you wanker.
But there are winners because you've won a point, Danny. And our next question is for Lauren. Lauren, how do you make a proper cup of tea?
Well, you boil the water, place your tea bag in, let it steep for 4 minutes exactly, gently whisper a royal fuck you to the monarchy into your cup, then add a spot of milk and 1 lump of sugar.
Wow, that's absolutely 100% correct.
Okay, wait. That's way too much time to steep a tea bag, Lauren. I bet you think, you don't even know how to properly handle tea baggery like I do.
You uncultured swine. We're talking about tea here. I bet you think we were talking about your bollocks.
Lauren, come on, I thought we were also friends. What's
Don't
happening?
dare say that on the internet. Strike that from the record.
It's a live
I'm
show,
striking
can't-
that from the record, and I'm giving 1 point to Lauren. And also for the record, Corey does not have bollocks. Which brings me to you, Corey. Corey, why do people compare you to Prince Andrew?
Wait, who's doing that? Come on, this isn't even trivia.
Ooh, incorrect. I'm sorry. We were looking for that dead-eye look in your eyes.
What?
I agree. I could have said that better. But now we'll move back to Danny. Danny, what does neither the UK or Canada, why does neither the UK or Canada want Corey inside of them?
The same reason women don't. He's a filthy mudbug with a stinky pecker and is a stain on any country he's in.
Danny, come on.
I play to win, Corey.
And you're well on your way because that's another point for you, Danny. Now for Lauren. To improve relations between the UK and Canada, in what fashion would you murder Corey?
Well, obviously I'd poison him. But like an embarrassing poison where he shits himself before dying or something. And then I'd throw the carcass through an industrial car wash. Maybe have the body mailed overseas, but charged on his credit card, of course. Chop him up and bake him into a mincemeat pie, that would be fun. But then I'd serve it with a side of brown sauce at a party that I'd host for anyone who considered him a friend.
Lauren, come on, that was sick.
What? It's just what us Brits do.
Well, and the other thing you do is earn points because that's another point. And you know what? I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm going to give you an extra half point just for creativity.
Thank you.
And you know what? You'll have to get this one correct, Corey, or else you lose the game. Your show, and maybe also your life. But since you're such a loser, to make this exciting, if you get this right, you get triple the points, which would put you in the lead and have you win the game.
Oh, okay, all right. Are you at least going to make this a legitimate question about the UK?
Of course I am. For the win, Corey, Idiot Man-Child Birch, how do you pronounce this sauce?
This is so hard. We're Cheshire or Chesterfield. Okay, Worcestershire. Final answer.
Ooh, we were actually looking for Worcestershire, isn't it, Governor? But close enough, so you win.
What the hell?
Throw this whole bloody show in the bin.
Why would you betray us, Jeremy?
Look, I know Corey didn't really win, okay? I hate him as much as the next guy, but if we kill him, he won't produce this show, and I'm trying to milk that asshole for all he's worth. And I need that milk for my tea baggery.
That's not what... never mind.
Okay, well, the show remains mine. Now, let's bring the whole cast back on stage for our final game this evening. Come on up. This is a game we like to call Sex With Me. It's a joke-generated game that goes a little something like, Sex With Me is like Doug Ford. There will be a lot of gels involved. Because our premier Doug Ford uses a lot of hair gel. So do I. So there we go. Okay, the first one we have here is Spotted Dick. That's a UK delicacy. Sex With Me is like Spotted Dick. It's gonna sound wrong. Jeremy.
Sex with me is like spotted dick. You want to keep it out of your mouth.
Yeah, Lauren.
Sex with me is like spotted dick. Rarely seen on the menu these days.
Danny.
Sex with me is like spotted dick. It sounds a lot better than it tastes.
Emily.
Sex with me is like spotted dick. No one really likes it anymore, except for Grandpa.
Oh, your grandpa? I don't want to know. Bree. Okay, we can't hear you. You gotta speak up, Bree. You gotta real speak up. Okay.
Sex with me is like spotted dick. Shredded beef.
What?
She's got some shredded beef, folks. Okay, now with a Canadian suggestion, sex with me is like maple syrup. Sex with me is like maple syrup. You're gonna need to wash your hands after. Jeremy.
Sex with me is like maple syrup. Sticky and expensive.
Yeah. Bree.
Sex with me is like maple syrup. Nail me to a tree and watch me drip.
Oh! Blair. Blair.
Sex with me is like maple syrup. Best with pancakes.
Yeah, a lot more wholesome. Lauren.
Sex with me is like maple syrup. Kind of brown, and you don't know why.
All right, we've got fish and chips. Sex with me is like fish and chips. Danny.
Sex with me is like fish and chips. It's going to be very salty.
Jeremy.
Sex with me is like fish and chips. Greasy and it comes on newspapers.
Oh my God. Sex with me is like fish and chips. Unhealthy. Bree.
Sex with me is like fish and chips. The best part is the mushy peas.
All right, Bree's into piss play. Let's go to hockey puck. Sex with me is like a hockey puck. Sex with me is like a hockey puck. Gets real cold. I don't know why. I should probably see a doctor. Okay, Emily.
Sex with me is like a hockey puck. Little boys love it.
Oh my God. Emily's going to prison after this. Emily's got it tight.
Am I going to jail?
Yeah, you are. Jeremy.
Sex with me is like a hockey puck. There's a lot of black rubber involved.
Okay. Dildo joke. Bree.
Sex with me is like a hockey puck. I like it when you slap me around a little.
All right. We are going to go to sex with me is like Posh Spice. Danny, immediately.
Sex with me is like Posh Spice. Always seen, never heard.
The silent fucker. Blair.
Sex with me is like Posh Spice. I'd also bend it for Beckham.
Hey, Jeremy.
Sex with me is like Posh Spice. If you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends because I only do orgies.
All right, and that has been Sex with Me, and that has been Good News Toronto on the Extreme Improv channel. Let's first off Give it up to David Bostansky. You can turn your camera on if you are clothed, David. Give a wave to our audience. Oh, he's just put a shirt back on. Thank you so much. This is a show we do the last Friday of every month live in Toronto. So if you live here, we will be back doing live shows. But right now, I will give everybody a chance to promote anything they might have, starting with Danny George.
Hello. So I am part of the Portsmouth Improv experience here in the UK. That is an anagram of pie for those like the literary puns. We're on Facebook at Portsmouth Improv. I can be found on Twitter and Instagram at Danny Unplanned, and on Twitch at DownbeatDanny. Plus, I will be here tomorrow night for the finals of the Extreme Improv Extreme Team Champion.
Very good, thank you, Danny. Jeremy.
Oh, I didn't have a visual planned. I also like pie. I eat it. And, you can follow me on Instagram, I guess, at Inside Jeremy. Or no, that's my old one, at Jeremy Frank Fan. There are pictures of pie. It's mostly all just food, so enjoy.
Also, Inside Jeremy is now where you can find you on OnlyFans, right? Is that your OnlyFans?
Yeah,
you got it. Very good. All right. Bree!
Hi, I'm Bree Watson. You can follow me at Bree Watson, but the O is a 0 because I have low self-esteem. Yay!
B-R-I-E Watson with a 0.
Oh yeah, Bree like the cheese. So let's keep it rolling with the food theme.
All right. Let's move over to Emily Ferrier.
Hi, you can follow me on Instagram at Emily_AnnF, and I'm a stand-up, and I'll be doing the Sad Boys Hour on February 28th.
Live in Toronto.
And yeah, at Comedy Bar in Toronto, so fuck you, UK.
Oh, whoa. Speaking of fuck you, UK, Lauren Bano, you have the stage. You can respond to that and then promote yourself.
For that, yes, I am on Instagram and TikTok at Bano. And the next show that I will be in is on the 20th, which is a Sunday. It's with my troupe Tiny Dinos, and that is with Highwire Improv. So you can find them on Instagram as well. Check it out.
All right. We will have Blair McMillan.
Hello. You can follow me at Chandablair, if you can spell it. If not, that's okay.
You're allowed to spell it out.
It's Chan, like Jackie Chan, D-E, like duh, and then Blair, like my name. That's on everything.
Found it.
All right. David, would you like to promote anything?
Yeah, just mostly the Shakaroni pizza. I'd like it to come back. To you guys, because I like the cut of your jib. And yeah, just check out the Extreme Improv Team Championship Grand Finale tomorrow, and smash the subscribe button on youtube.com/Extreme Improv.
All right. Thank you, David, for doing the show. And thank you all. We are at Good News Comedy on all the socials if you want to follow us there or not, depending if you like the show. But if you don't like it, why'd you stay to the end, you masochist? Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Extreme Improv, and thank